Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I love you, so thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to be going to my friend Jonathan's house because he owns Reach Podcast. We're going to be talking about Sneakpeak, reaching your goals, what to do on social media, what not to do, working hard and smart at the same time, how to make money, maybe reselling sneakers, macro patience, and then micro aggressiveness, which basically means working hard every single day, but in the long term, being patient, and that's really the key. So I'm going to be making my way over to his house now, so I hope you guys enjoy the next 30 minutes of the video, which is going to be the podcast. Peace. I will see you in about 10 seconds.
What is up, guys? This is Reach. Today we're speaking to our boy Johan Rebo. He's
What's
the
up?
founder of Sneakpeak, an up-and-coming YouTuber. He hustles. He's been working hard. I've seen him making moves. So we're gonna pick his brain a little, and hopefully, and not hopefully, we are going to have a great podcast. So let's go.
Absolutely.
What's up, man? Very happy to have you here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. So let's talk. I guess we can start with your brand, I guess, and then I guess we can go back, kind of reverse engineer everything that happened.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about what your brand is?
Okay, yeah. So I'll do like a brief summary. Yeah, brief summary. So Sneakpeak essentially is an event where you could buy, sell, and trade your kicks. You can network with other people, and if you want to sell, you just buy a table, and you sell your products basically to the public. So I sell tickets to the show. So basically everybody goes into the room. There's tables everywhere. It's like a flea market, but for luxury items, shoes, accessories, streetwear.
Sick.
Everything.
Yeah, and how long have you guys been doing it? Do you do it annually or?
Yeah, semi-annually, usually 2 a year.
Nice.
And I started it about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, wow.
Yeah, like August 2016.
How many people do you have show up on your last one?
About 600-700.
That's insane.
Compared to your first one?
My first one had about 400, I believe.
Okay, so
that's still amazing, dude.
We're almost at 1,000 people.
This year?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And like, how do you find, like, to be honest, like, real talk, you know? How hard do you think the process of your first setup was?
It was way harder because I didn't know anybody.
Right.
I had zero contacts.
Partners, nothing?
No, and I still have no partner. Yeah, I'm
really?
still solo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very solo. So it was very hard because I needed to call a bunch of people that I didn't know, cold calling vendors. Like I didn't even bother with sponsors, but I tried, but they didn't work out.
No, okay.
So with the vendors, I called them. I said, yo, I'm hosting a show. If you have a lot of kicks that you want to move, I can help you. I give you like maximum exposure. All the buyers are there right in front of you. All you need to do is talk to them and sell your shoes.
Yeah, you gotta sell it, yeah.
And so that's how it worked out.
And to find your like venue, your location.
Yeah, that was hard. That was a process.
Oh yeah?
Sure.
Because there's a lot of venues in downtown Montreal, but they're all like 7,000, 8,000. So it was hard finding one under my budget.
And how do you go about selling your tickets? Because like and finding your venue in the sense of size.
Size,
like, do you sell your tickets prior to, like, how far in advance do you sell your tickets, or is it after you book a venue?
So
it's
like
more
how do you plan?
As soon as this is the process. Is first I get the venue and the date. Second, I make the flyer, and then I sell tickets.
Right.
And then I get vendors come as the show progresses, and then sponsors, same thing. Yeah. And then all I do is I just promote the show. I post pictures, video. I promote, get
on
people to
social
share
media?
it. Yeah, social media, YouTube.
Now, did you do this alone from the beginning, or?
Yeah. I have people, like I hire people for a one-stop shop type of things, like the flyer, for example, or recap videos.
Yeah.
But I have nobody like part-time
working with you. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's a big event. 600-700 people. That's a lot. And how do feedback-wise from your first one, was it all good, or did you have anything you had to work on?
For sure.
That's a good question. Yeah, my first one went way better than I thought, honestly. But I made mistakes, like I didn't have female vendors or Bigfoot vendors. I started the show too late because I wasn't ready. The DJ came late. The audio wasn't set up well. So things happen that you only find out the day of. And you roll with it. You make it work.
You were the one. Sorry, Nick. I know. You were the one managing the event throughout the whole process, so you had to fix all this. Okay.
Yeah. That's the problem because I had to hire an MC.
Yeah.
Which then I realized that I didn't need to, But it helped me. So for my first 4 shows, I had an MC. Because I didn't believe in myself in terms of my ability to MC
and
manage at the same time, but more just like the ability to be an MC. I didn't think I had it in me.
Okay.
So I hired one guy for my last show, and it was a 2-day event in February, and he wasn't talking, and I'm like, yo, I hired you, like, you know, do your job, right?
Yeah.
And he just looks at me and he's like, yo, like, you don't need me. Like, first of all, this event shouldn't even have an MC. And I'm like, okay, well, that's wrong, but I'll hear you out.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can do it yourself. You don't need a professional MC, you know? And he's like, I'm like, okay, you're right. So I tried it. He left. So I booked him for 2 days, and he left after the first day. And he's like, pay me half. I don't even want my full salary.
Okay, well, he was honest.
I'm like, okay, respect.
Yeah.
So then for the Sunday, so it was a Saturday, Sunday. So for the second day, I ended up MCing, and it was super fun. So
there you go.
And first time ever. So I ended up just doing that for the 2 shows after that.
That's sick. Did you enjoy that? Like,
it's a lot of fun. It's
right?
a lot of fun.
It must have been nerve-wracking in the beginning.
At the beginning, yeah, but I ran with it. I was very comfortable, and it's my show. Like, I can't talk to like 500 people that I'm not there to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like let's say like host a concert or like a gala or something.
Yeah.
That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because like I have no business being there. You know.
Yeah.
Was this like the first time that you put something this big together, or did you ever try something before that didn't work, or did?
No, this is the first time.
You just went into it and this works. Wow.
How did you have anyone mentoring you? Anyone to look up to that taught you?
Well, yeah. In terms of like business advice, I guess I went to my dad.
Okay.
Just because he's not like an entrepreneur, but he's a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
So and he has experience. So I went to him with my questions because I was obviously very inexperienced. I had no knowledge. Everything I had, I asked him, and he gave me guidance. And so that helped me.
That's good. No one else. That's still crazy, like, to me.
Yeah.
Putting up an event like that. And what made you? Yeah. What gave you the idea of doing it?
The idea, yeah.
Like,
honestly, so I'm a sneakerhead. I love sneakers.
Okay.
And I wanted to see if I could actually do it. Like, what would happen theoretically if I were to host an event? So there's this site called like Canva. It's like a very simple.
Yeah, I know Canva.
Like design making site.
Yeah. We know Canva.
Yeah.
We use Canva.
It's the best.
Yeah.
So before I used Photoshop, I went on there and I just wrote sneaker convention on a flyer. You know, I put like a bunch of sneakers and sneaker logos.
Yeah.
And it was just for fun, like for shits and gigs, just to see if I could do it.
Sure.
And then I'm like, wait, like, you know, let me call a venue. Like, I'm not actually really serious about this, but let me see like how much I could get a venue for. So I ended up negotiating with this girl, and I had like close to no intention of actually following through.
Okay.
And then everything started like falling into place, and I'm like, wait, like I'm
you're
already
stuck.
doing it. Like, might as well
it.
just finish it.
Go through, yeah.
And it turned into that, and so now here we are, you know.
Perfect.
Now, from where you started to where you are now, like, where do you see it expanding, or you still want to keep going with where you're going and just?
I see it expanding a lot, honestly, in the next like 2 years. My plan is to take Sneakpeak to every like Canadian major city.
Right.
Because every city has their own major like sneaker community.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody there loves hip hop, and every like sneakers, hip hop, dance are all connected. So my goal is to create a festival with all of those 3.
Yeah, it's true. So
like 3 cultures.
You also had like a show, I've heard, in your.
I had a concert right after the show.
Okay.
And it was a good idea.
How did you come up to, kind of adding that to the whole
how did I think
experience?
Of it?
Yeah, well, how did you actually,
I spoke to a dancer there's this festival called Under Pressure, I think. Yeah, every August, Under Pressure.
Yeah.
And it's like a huge dance festival. And I was talking to one of the guys there who I ended up hiring as my MC. And he's like, every single dancer has like 10 pairs of shoes, 20 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And they all love hip hop. So why don't I just make an event for the people,
that whole culture.
The entire culture. True. You have everything you need in one room.
Yeah, and you bring in more people, and you can also get people involved into different aspects of the
culture.
culture. So that's really cool.
Creatively, for sure.
And what was it, like up and coming like artists or like?
Yeah, it was more local. Like we tried to get. We almost got high classified. Well, I mean we did, but it didn't work out. But we got a lot of cool artists. Yeah.
And how'd you find them? You just kind of like cold call style.
Yeah, cold call.
Contacting them. Like,
well, because it's not hard. It's actually really not hard to get into contact with really any artist unless they're like Drake, Drake level.
And that's huge, yeah.
Because their manager is trying to get their artist shows, so they're gonna answer your email, right? So don't be scared, guys. If you're out there, you want to host a concert, don't be scared. They'll answer you.
100% agree. I feel like that was a huge important factor in everything that we're doing. I feel like when it comes to being an entrepreneur now in this era, it's just you just talk to people. Exactly. You never know. You never know who's gonna answer. Even big artists. I DM'd like big people, and like most of them don't answer, but that one person will, and you never know what you can.
No, it's crazy.
Network
I actually spoke to Russ on the phone.
Really?
And I didn't believe that I was able to do that because I was talking with like my ex-partner at the time.
Okay.
It was like I worked with him for one show.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, just call him up. Like, here's his number.
What?
I'm like, okay. So I do it, and I'm talking there to him and his manager, and it's just you guys need to realize that it's much easier than you think.
Yeah. It's like talking to anybody
They're
else.
very accessible. Like, for example, I went on TV. I had like this live segment.
Yeah, I've seen it. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
You didn't see it?
No, I thought I had to call them.
I
thought I had to fill out forms and all this just to get a chance to go on TV. All I did was I DM'd the host, and he answered me. And he's like, call me. I called him.
Sick.
I'm like, listen, I have this idea. Like, when can we do it? And he's like,
awesome. Because they're looking for gigs too, right? They need content.
They need to fill up airtime.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I've seen you. I think you had twice. I remember the first time you went on, I was like, what? I was like way younger. I was like, he's on TV.
That was scary. That was scary.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was very fun.
How old were you?
I was 18, I think.
Yeah, 2 years ago, exactly. Yeah. I remember I was 17 or 16. I was like, what the fuck? We just graduated.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was a big leap for sure.
Yeah, you showed off some sneakers. I remember. That was really cool. Yeah. Okay, so about your sneakerhead life, when did you start? How?
I started in like Sec 1, Sec 2.
Okay.
So for
grade 7.
Like selling shoes, trading, or Okay.
So for the time, I was really young to be a sneakerhead. Because right now, all these like grade 6, even grade 5, they're all like in quotation sneakerheads. Their parents buy them Yeezys and
everything,
all that.
Yeah.
But at the time, sneakers weren't big at all. Like in terms of like the younger demographic.
It's good.
So I bought like some Jordan 1s, some 3s and all that. And I used to buy, sell, and make profit to fund like my sneaker addiction, basically.
Okay.
Much better than a drug addiction, if you ask me.
I mean, depends what drug.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
But what was your first sneaker?
It was a Jordan 1 Chicago.
And what's your favorite?
I wish.
My favorite it has to be the Yeezy 2 Platinum.
Okay.
Yeah. Those were badass. I remember I wasn't a sneakerhead, but it was like getting cool when I was like going through high school, having like basketball shoes.
Those go two ways.
I remember saw like those. It's the ones with like the hieroglyphics on the strap.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was like, what? This is the cool with the kind of like snake skin texture.
It's amazing.
I found that so cool.
It's an insane shoe. Absolutely.
What happened with that? What happened? Because I remember that was Nike.
That was Nike.
I'm pretty sure.
And
I'm not too knowledgeable on this, but like and then he switched to Adidas.
Nike. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He left Nike.
I mean, you were talking earlier how like, calling your first venue, you weren't really planning on coming through with it. Is saying that you might later on in the future have something to do with creating or designing a shoe a bit too extreme, or you still think that's still possible?
I don't think that's extreme. I don't think anything is extreme. Anything's possible. Exactly. If somebody comes to me with like designing, you want to design a shoe, fuck it. Yeah, why not?
Let's try. You never know.
Sure. Why not? What's the downside of having your own shoe? Nothing.
I agree with you 100%. Unless it ruins your life.
I'll try. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not gonna invest all my money into something like my own sneaker. If I develop my personal branding really well and over time I have a lot of I have a big platform, then yes, like The Rock has his own sneaker, like every celebrity has their own whiskey business
now.
Exactly.
Yeah, because at that point, but it's like personal branding, right?
Exactly.
When you have a personal brand and you have people that like following you, you can sell anything.
You can do anything.
It's like Arnold when he got into
literally anything.
Politics.
Yeah. Fully.
That's crazy.
The guy just
the influence that you have on, especially now with social media, it's not hard to get like just do cool shit and people will follow you. Like be a cool guy.
Honestly, that should be everybody's goal. But
if it was everybody's goal, it wouldn't be like You know what I mean?
If people who actually want to do good with
you need people that are consumers, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
Right? You know, imagine everyone was doing what you're doing.
There would be no consumers.
A very hard competitive...
I think that would never happen.
No,
there's always people that are completely...
No, it would never happen.
Can't, yeah.
Just don't want to
just
get
like
far.
natural selection type of thing.
But markets will be saturated, right? Like Instagram, like let's say 5-6 years ago, when you had like 10,000, 30,000 followers, you were like cool. That was like crazy. You could monetize for a lot. Now like 20, 30,000 accounts are still like engaging ones are still very good with their monetization and stuff, but a lot of it, there's so many.
There's so many.
Like speaking other than fake followers
like
and shit, like even real
motivation accounts are like everywhere now.
A bunch of and it's not that hard to grow, right? It's
yeah.
But so did you always think of personal branding? Like
not always, honestly, because I didn't have business knowledge, you know. So I had to invest a lot of money in my education. My business education. So I went to like entrepreneurial school.
Okay.
I bought courses on Udemy and all that.
Yeah. How'd you find those?
The courses?
Yeah.
Well, I got.
Worth it or?
Yeah, worth it.
Okay.
Some of them.
Yeah.
No, I took some for sure.
Some are worth it, yeah. I took a Facebook ads one, personal branding one. And yeah, it's worth it, for sure.
How important do you think, after using social media, how important do you think it is just first like to attract people and everything to your brand and to your events?
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's
sure.
everything. Personal branding is everything.
Okay, and is that like your main source of like actually getting people to come, or what other ways do you attract people?
You mean my personal branding?
Well, anything, honestly.
Your connections, your personal branding, all that.
No, it's more like promoting in the groups and ads.
Oh yeah, like sneakerhead groups online and stuff, right? Right.
Like me myself, I'm not a celebrity per se, but if I were, then I'd be able to bring more people.
Yeah,
I'm sure you kind of are in this community in Montreal, especially. You know,
but not enough to where people would come just to meet me. You know.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, they would they know who you are probably.
Yeah.
And you said you were when did you start dealing sneakers I get not full time, but like it took up. At what point you're like, wow, this is taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
You know.
You mean buying and selling?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually toward maybe a year after I started the company.
Oh, okay.
I stopped buying and selling because it's too much.
Too much time, yeah.
I had school, everything.
Yeah,
it was too much.
But before, when you were selling like at peak, whatever, when you were doing, how many sneakers were you trading a week, a month?
A month, average? Maybe like 20. I don't know.
Really, that's crazy.
I was moving a lot, but I mean, there's people who are much more extreme than that. Yeah. But I was a bit above average.
Wow, that's like, to me that's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And you had to also, did you drive at the time and stuff?
No.
Wow, so you'd have to go.
Actually, recently, I got my license in like July or something. August.
Yeah. Makes life simpler.
Oh yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah.
So you were talking earlier about connections. Like, how important do you think connection is now after going through the whole process of like having none in this game and then?
Yeah, it makes it easier for sure. I'm always making new connections and I'm using them, to my advantage and all that. So you can never have too many. But when you have none, it's really hard to get where you want to go because, nobody wants to help you out and nobody knows you. And you haven't done anybody any service yet.
Yeah, no favors.
That's what we spoke about on our last podcast.
Yeah, it comes up a lot.
It's like a trade of like mutual, you give value, I get value back, and that's what's important about networking. I find
the key though is that you need to give and do people favors without thinking.
Asking.
Yeah, without thinking. I'm doing this just so that they can help me in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
That's like the complete wrong
karma.
approach.
That's like karma.
Then you're gonna get fucked over.
Yeah. I think like most of the time people ask before they actually give something back.
Exactly.
And I think like that's the first thing you should do if you want something from someone. You should offer something,
Big mistake.
That's how you should get their attention.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. Yeah, a lot of people want a lot without giving.
Exactly. I was just gonna say like even on social media and stuff, like a lot of like Gary Vee and a bunch of people were talking, and also like I have personal experience with this, and I'm sure you do as well, and you too, where people are like, could you promote this for me?
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
exactly.
What are you gonna give me in return?
Exactly. I was gonna say that. Everybody shares their own shit.
But like literally, the DM is like, hey, play me on your podcast.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
I don't mind. We're not big or anything, but like, there's no point. It's not.
Exactly. They say they share their own thing. They ask other people to share their content, and they don't share anybody else's content except themselves.
Yeah, so it's like the whole idea is to grow together, right? Not
exactly.
just...
There's no shortage of success here. You know, somebody else's success is not going to lower your chances of being successful.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Now,
but it is competition. Sorry, but like at the end of the day, there is like, let's say it's a person in the same niche as you, you're competing against him. But then there's that other argument
where we all win.
When you collaborate, you grow both like each other, right? So
that's the only way it makes sense. Like there's no features in songs that are just like, this is my song, and you're just gonna stand there.
It's always been like that.
It's way more practical to promote each other, or even just promote the other person. You know, because hopefully they're gonna promote you
eventually.
Yeah. It's just way more practical. Long term.
Again, you're making long-term connections.
Long term, way more practical.
And
just give it. It'll come back to you. You know.
Now, I know, like, okay, so you're in this whole sneaker game. Are you looking into expanding into other fields? Is there something also caught your attention? You know?
Yeah, I love real estate.
Really?
Real estate,
I might get into that.
Really?
I love it. I love house.
Also, like investing or selling.
Investing.
Yeah.
Investing in the way long term, no flips, quick, short.
Yeah, quick flips too.
Okay.
I feel like it's very interesting real estate. I've been looking into it for like a while now too. Yeah.
How far in did you look into it? Like,
I went to a couple of conferences and seminars. I read a book, but it's not. I haven't invested. Yeah. Like I follow these people.
I was waiting for it.
I bought 10x rule. It doesn't have much to do with real estate, but.
How is that? Because I've never read it, and it's like everyone like in the same space as this community, this entrepreneurial community. Like everyone has read it, you know.
You don't need to read the whole thing. You could read the end of each chapter.
Oh, okay. The summary.
Yeah, it's a lot of repetition, but it's cool. Like the main concept of the book is basically you write down your current goals.
Yep.
You multiply everything by 10. And then you write down what you think you need to do to achieve those like new goals, those multiplied goals,
the 10x goals. Okay.
So now you have the actions that you need to reach your 10x goals, right? You take those actions and you multiply those by 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I see.
It's 10x your goals. In reality, 100 times the action. Technically.
Okay. Yeah, it's like more effort to succeed in whatever.
I mean that makes sense. Yeah. Like because I see like you said like you enjoy, I guess, learning from people and from programs and stuff, and you find, because I've spoken to people that say it's all bullshit, you know, which I feel like it's both ends of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this should be a good middle, because I've taken like I've read courses booked like those mini like whatever, and I feel like I didn't get that much value for what the time took, you know. So
well, like what did you take?
Like a Facebook ads course like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And
online?
Online. But it was like, and I also got a book, you know, like not traditional, but it was like it wasn't like a super famous like marketer, author or anything. It was just like basics, you know. Yeah.
There's a lot of
people. I feel like I learned way more when I met someone that did it, and I worked with him, and within a week, it like you know what I mean. I feel like personally interacting for me is better. So like that's why I asked earlier if who could have helped you with this, and you said your dad was the only person you went to for questions.
Yeah. Well, he helped me more for the business
side of it.
Nothing like online.
And like, do you find yourself you were as profitable throughout all your events that you have done, or you feel is it improving as you go? Do you find it easier to manage everything? Just is easier and easier.
Everything. Yeah. Well, with them, like
because
as
also
it grows,
getting bigger.
Yeah, as it grows in popularity, I have more people to attend to and to help
cater to. Yeah.
To cater to, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
But it pays off more
as well
as it grows. So I really don't mind.
Okay, so do you think if it doubled tomorrow, the attendance, do you think you'd be able to manage it yourself?
No.
Okay.
I already can't.
Okay. It's getting difficult?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to build the team as we speak. So.
Because you said you're doing everything basically, from the marketing to the setup to the getting the venue, getting people, everything. Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's.
I mean, you bring a good point. Like, you know, you have your own business to manage. You kind of, you know, you're responsible for all aspects of managing that business.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you're doing the marketing, and you're also doing the actual management of when you have events and locations.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to hire the right people to take care of those, responsibilities?
If you don't hire people who actually care about what you're doing and genuinely want you and your company to do well, they're gonna fuck up your company. They're not gonna make your company grow.
Yeah.
They're gonna actually make it fail.
Okay.
So you want people that are gonna work hard without you telling them that they have to work hard.
It's hard to find people like that. Those
People
are the winners
that
in
actually
your life.
care, yeah.
Yeah, people that actually care and they're not just they want to get paid.
Mic, just the other way. No, like the actual mic. Could you just?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It would be better quality, I think. Yeah.
Think
But-
it's the wrong way the whole time?
No, it records both sides. I think it would be better if you face the lettering towards you.
Oh, the lettering.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Whatever. No
I see.
biggie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still fine.
So
But
just to continue with that question.
Sorry about that.
No, so, because obviously I know how it is to, take care or manage something that you started and giving some responsibilities to someone else. You always know that you can do, or you would give a better effort at doing it than them.
For sure.
How you kind of managing letting someone else take over a task and kind of letting them do it.
Also, your vision. No one has the same vision as you.
The goal, I mean, the key, I should say, is training, because you can hire anybody. You guys realize how whenever somebody gets hired, there's always a training process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that a lot of up and coming entrepreneurs miss, because they expect that person to work hard as them, work as hard.
You gotta show them why.
Exactly, know the vision, work as hard, do it as perfectly as the employer would do it. And obviously they can't do it because one, they haven't been there for as long as you. They don't have your knowledge. They don't have your skills. But that's all teachable. Passion isn't teachable. But if you need somebody to do a skill, all you need to do is show them how to do it, and they'll do it.
Yeah. So that was chill.
I think it died.
But
That's
yeah,
jokes.
whatever. It's chill. So what I was saying is, I've also met people that found, I guess a partner, not necessarily a partner, but a worker, whatever.
Or like an employee.
An employee, but like a partner essentially. He didn't own part of the company, but he did a lot of the work for the company. He got good bonuses and everything. And 6 years went by from what they told me, and everything went great. And then towards the last 3 years, he found out the guy was stealing a bunch of money from the company.
Wow.
So and they were best friends, So how do you filter because right when you're building a team, snake,
Huge snake.
When you're building a team, the skill, the training, all that, it could work, and you can find someone long term that's gonna kill it, But that there's always something inside of someone, that you might never see.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's always dangerous. That's why I was always resilient when I was hiring.
But that should never stop you,
No, it shouldn't stop you because it happens. It happens. You move on. You figure it out. You move on.
Exactly.
But I'm saying I feel like you can never find someone that sees what you see.
Yeah. No, you could.
You
just
think?
get to know your partner.
Absolutely.
If you're going into business with someone.
It's just based off the trust in the relationship, and over time, it's not going to happen right away. But over time, it's just like getting a new best friend.
Yeah, no, of course. But that's what I'm saying. It was his best friend. They got married. They were godfather,
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was
a girl and a guy.
No. When they got married, they were each other's kids' godfathers and stuff.
Oh,
they were
okay.
very, very close.
Wow.
And see what I'm saying? And you never know with people, right? You'd hope to. And he would have never thought that in the beginning, especially over the first 2-3 years. He would have never thought that. So how do you filter that?
Yeah. You don't. It just
you
happens.
Can't.
It just happens.
Yeah.
You
But
bring up a situation where things change. Like you said, they got married and stuff. Different responsibilities. They have. They're thinking about the
Life
future and
changed,
stuff.
Yeah.
But still,
I'm sure
it's obviously not justified.
Yeah.
But if
for sure.
he was in a really bad situation and
Yeah, but he wasn't. But anyways,
it's obviously not
like you
justified.
said, you can't let that scare you from trying to do that, right?
For sure.
Because that's
and you can't
that's being scared of anything.
Because your growth might stop or decrease after you hire somebody new, but I mean it's gonna happen. You just need to train them well.
Yeah.
It shouldn't stop you from hiring somebody and growing your company.
Yeah. And I have a question for you on I guess the knowledge you acquired through experiences through this journey. So I'm sure, how do you feel if something happened where you can't do events anymore, sneakerhead events? Do you feel like you have the knowledge necessary to do something else and be successful with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For sure.
So exactly, because I'm sure you acquired one network, your network grew immensely.
Yeah.
And the knowledge you acquired through having issues in the events, learning about events, I'm sure you learned so much that you can apply it to many different aspects
for sure
of work and life.
It's more work ethic.
Yeah.
And the skills that I've acquired over time, like negotiating.
All right, sorry guys, we had to cut that off. He had to fix some of his cameras because he's gonna put out some content as well about this. So that's
sorry about that.
No problem. And yeah, so the big question we paused with, commercial break.
My camera closed, and I'm like, wait, we need to rewind a little bit because I need this question on camera.
Okay,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Okay, so the question was, what is being an entrepreneur to you? What is the definition of entrepreneurship?
Right. So I said that a lot of people have their own definitions, but I think an entrepreneur is somebody who, well, it's many things. I think the three main things at least are, one, somebody who's able to have extreme micro aggressiveness, which means like day-to-day speed, but year-to-year patience.
Mm-hmm.
Because people aren't patient every day when they need to be patient long term, and they don't work fast enough every single day. So I think that's one of the things. Another thing is entitlement and like gratitude, because everybody's like on fucking Adderall and this and that to be like super energized and everything. But if you're grateful, you don't need a supplement.
Yeah.
Because you're like, fuck, one life. You have one shot to do what you want to do. And there's people out here complaining about the fucking ice on the fucking sidewalk. Like it pisses me off because you have food in your house, you have a nice fridge and a bed to sleep on, and you're complaining about ice. You live in such a free country and you're complaining. I hate people who complain. When you put everything into perspective, you have no reason to complain. Yeah. We're so blessed.
Dude,
just to be living.
100%.
You couldn't have put that better.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's such a big thing to me. Even like my girlfriend, like I'm not saying she complains about things, but like you don't realize like how lucky we are to live in a place like this.
We're so lucky.
Like
we're so lucky.
Just my parents, they're from the Soviet Union, and they had like to deal with shit. Like they couldn't talk. Like, it was they lived a good life. They were fine there, but it was just like
real
real freedom.
Yeah.
You don't get everywhere in the world.
No.
You barely even get it. I feel like even in Canada, you get less freedom than in the U.S. and we're not great. Like 90% of people are not grateful. 99 even. I don't realize that day to day.
It's subconscious.
Yeah.
You really need to make a conscious effort.
Yeah.
To be just very grateful every single day.
Easy to get carried away. Easy to be like entitled.
Because there's so many distractions that people are trying to instill on you. Like the news are trying to scare you to distract you from things that are actually going on. Mm-hmm. That's another conspiracy theory, though. But I
agree. I
don't think it's a theory.
I don't think it's a theory. I think it's a fact. It's a thing.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. Yeah.
It's also subconscious. I don't think people are doing it on purpose. Just those people also don't realize.
No, the news is doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's to get engagement and a reaction from people. If you're sharing positive news,
you think they really, they genuinely want to inform us? No.
No. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck.
Especially traditional media. Yeah. I hate, dude. I absolutely hate like traditional media. Watching it, I can't watch more than 5 minutes of it.
I hate the news.
Even if it's on my political, like what I agree with politically, I can't stand it. It's such bullshit. Yeah. And also, the funniest thing is, because like I watch something, like sometimes I see my dad watching it, I listen to it, and they talk about shit that happened like 3 weeks ago. Like, I've been on this stuff like with Instagram. I've seen all this stuff. Like how do people fall for that shit? Like.
They wake up, they have their coffee, they watch the news, they get misinformed. If they don't watch the news, they're uninformed.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. Like, fuck, it's so stupid.
I feel like it detaches you. It detaches you from what you're focused on in your life, and it just brings you a whole other direction.
But anyway, we could get back to the entrepreneur definition.
Yeah.
I don't want to start the politics now.
Oh no, for sure.
Not to digress.
But yeah, the entrepreneur for me. It's just somebody that realizes how hard it actually, how hard you need to work in order to make it, and how long it takes. And a big one that a lot of people don't talk about is like the shitty times and the dirt.
90% shitty.
It really is. Honestly, like you know,
like
everybody.
Not shitty because if you like what you're doing, it's not actually shitty.
It's not shitty. It's just not.
You want it to work, all the time, but
it's not that dream where you're like traveling and like
exactly.
you can work while you travel. Dude, working while traveling sucks. Like you can't enjoy where you're at. Like I've done it. I've tried. I'm not gonna do it like for a while because you think, oh, I'm gonna enjoy it, and it just ends up being a waste of a ticket because like, you don't enjoy what you're doing. You know.
For sure.
But people glorify that.
You need to love the shitty times.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're never gonna make it. Like I love calling rooms, like getting a price that's way too high. I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna get this room. But then I try to negotiate. Like I just love when
the grind.
I love when it doesn't work out because it means like it's a chase. It's a chase.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the chase.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's a challenge. And do you think most people? You think a lot of people can do it? Or do you think you really have to be born with it? Like you have to have something that you're born with.
Born or do you develop it?
I don't think...
Definitely develop. But do you think you still need something that you're born with, like a spark?
I think...
You know, I'm not sure about that answer.
I mean, you don't need to. No, the answer is no.
Okay.
To be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, historically speaking, all of the greatest were all born with some sort of edge.
Yeah.
But then they worked extremely hard to develop their talent. And if they didn't work as hard, it's not like they would have been who they are.
No. It's like that old saying. It's like you can beat talent if you work hard. Only if talent doesn't work hard.
Exactly.
But if talent works hard, that's like if you're born with something. So what do you think about like strength? Like, do you focus more on your because I'm sure you've consciously thought about what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and do you like because some people focus on their strengths more and some people focus on their weaknesses more than on their strengths, you know. What's your perspective on that?
No, I think you should work much more on your strengths than your weaknesses. Like Gary Vee always says, triple down on your strengths, forget about your weaknesses. You can hire people for your weaknesses.
Exactly.
Triple down on what you're don't and what you're actually good at, what you like doing. If you hate Photoshop, don't teach yourself Photoshop. Hire a Photoshop whiz, and then do what you're good at and what you like doing. It's way more practical, way more effective.
Before you were talking about like if you're born with it or you develop it, I think there's a certain aspect of your situation that you were born in that has to do with how you think and your mentality. Like me, coming to this country, my parents, the whole situation, my grandparents being detached, you know, with my family, kind of that immigrant life that, you know, Gary Vee was talking about. It really comes into play about my mentality and like what I've been through.
I'm not even an immigrant, but
I want to get into that. The whole immigrant. It's called the immigrant edge.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not even an immigrant.
I wasn't either. I had a very easy upbringing.
Your parents, but were they immigrants?
Yeah, my parents. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's the same thing. First generations. If you look, there's actually a statistic where immigrant and first generation children are way more successful than second and third generation children. Yeah, it's like a fact. Like self-made.
For sure. Because they had no choice. Their back was when our parents came to this country, their backs were against the wall. Yeah. Hard. And
you see, they got out of that, and they got a good life.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, to me, that's crazy to think.
It's crazy, but that's how we need to work every day. But that's how people, because everybody takes everything for granted, and like The Rock. I refer to him a lot because like he's just an animal. Yeah. The guy has he's a millionaire. He has everything going for him, but every day he works with his back against the wall. Like he has no other choice.
That's the way you have to do
it. Everything is gonna fail if he doesn't do his job.
You know, there's a good quote. He said, in 1995, I had $5 in my pocket on my bank account, and
I knew two things. I'm broke as hell, and one day I won't be.
Exactly.
And that's what's important. I feel like a lot of people that get a little bit of success and they lose that grind.
Yeah.
That
they get comfortable.
They get comfortable, and and I've caught myself getting comfortable as well. Like, to be completely honest, and it's super important long term to never get comfortable with where you are.
100%.
And that comes down to taking things for granted as well. Yeah. You know, and
I think.
But do you think at one point it's okay to like chill and be like? Well, do you think you'll ever feel like you? Like, do you think you'll ever feel like you succeeded, or you're always gonna have higher limits?
Like push for more.
Yeah, I mean, I always want to reach the next level.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm very. rarely satisfied.
You're competitive with yourself.
Yeah. I'm never like satisfied with my
proud,
performance.
but not satisfied.
Like I'm happy with what I've done, but I'm not.
But what do you think makes you think that way? Like, is there something that reminds you, that keeps reminding you, or it's just how you are?
I think it's just how I am. I don't know. Maybe it
Probably
developed over time.
A lot of things.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I can't pinpoint it, but
yeah,
I'm sure something happened that I don't know. I really don't know.
Have you throughout your, I guess, hardships throughout your journey with business and school, anything really?
Yeah.
Have you, when you encounter a wall, a brick wall, and you have a hard time, do you feel like you're good with taking it and trying to learn from it, or do you feel like you get upset initially and then like, how do you go about that?
Initially, at the beginning of the process, I mean, of hosting shows, it used to take a toll on me.
Okay.
Like things not working out and everything. Like I would put a lot more energy into solving it, and even after I solved it, I'd be even mad that it happened in the first place. But that's normal. It was my first experience. It's gonna happen to anybody. But now, when something happens, I know it's inevitable. Shit's gonna go hit the fan.
You gotta learn from it.
You just you take it on the chin.
Yeah.
And you move forward.
Yeah, I think that's the best way.
In the moment, while shit's hitting the fan, it's very hard to keep your cool and composure and patience. But that's a skill you develop. It's just a skill. It's nothing you're born with.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like but do you consciously work on that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I've always been a very patient person. So that's something I was born with, which is something I really think helped me. Yeah. Helps me.
I'm sure.
But in terms of like dealing with shitty situations, I think I'm better than the average person.
Okay. Now, just to go back and talk a bit more about Sneakpeak.
Yeah.
First of all, if you want to plug, this is the time. When's the next date that people could come? What locations?
Yeah, it's gonna be sometime in May. Hopefully the 11th.
Okay.
I don't
maybe
have a
earlier
venue.
so I can come.
Yeah, maybe earlier. I don't have a venue yet.
Okay.
But this week I'll have one. By the time the podcast is out, I'll most likely have one.
Okay, so get it earlier before the 10th, please.
Okay, I'll try.
Come on. I brought you on the podcast. See, I can get something.
I'll do you a solid.
Perfect.
Okay. And then another question I've had is now looking at the future for Sneakpeak, where do you see it expanding in something new or in a bigger way? Like I understand. First of all, are you a person that takes risks in a large way, or you're like I know you're a patient person. I can understand that, but patience with risk, right? What's the balance that you have?
Good question.
Well, it goes back to what I said about the day-to-day action. I have patience long term because I know it's going to work out long term, but I don't have patience like in my daily life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you want to get shit done. Yeah. But what's very important, I think, that you have that a lot of people are missing. At the end of the day, I don't know, I'm 19, but like what I think is that, like you said, the you need to work your ass off and be rushed day to day, rushed in quotations. Yeah. But you gotta realize that it's gonna take years for you to be. Yeah. Unless you get very, very lucky,
Exactly. It's very rare.
It's gonna take years. But what people don't realize, it takes years. But dude, 5, even 10 years of your life is not that long.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes by like this.
Yeah, you bring up a good point though, because I was thinking about it the other day how it's long term, but low key it's like hitting the gym. It's like every workout you have will add up long term to a better result, but every workout you have to push it to the most. So it's like in the moment you have to kind of be rushed, but like long term you have to see the bigger picture, how it all adds up.
But working out, building it, like every successful person I spoke to, I like speaking to them. I'm very curious. That's part of the reason why we started this podcast. And everyone I spoke to, it's like it took me like 13 years. I'm like, at first I'm like, it seems long, but then you talk to them or you think, like, that was nothing.
Exactly. You can start like even if you start, you're 30. It takes you 10 years. You're 40. People are still
you're successful.
People have another 20 years of working. When they're 30.
Yeah, I could agree.
Even more.
Even 40. Even more. People could retire at 60. Years. Walmart was founded at 55. The guy, the founder. KFC, same thing. He was
and
even older.
That's still better than working a 9 to 5 and struggling with living life, with your family, because. Like, I don't know, how do you see about family? Like, what do you, family life? Personal a little bit? Yeah.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with time management because even even CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies, obviously they're not going to be with their family as much as a 9 to 5 worker, but they're able to provide for their family, and it just comes down to that time that you do have, how do you spend it?
Yep. Time management, I think, is super important. I think I'm working on that now because I found it very difficult if you're not organized and managing your
planning.
time. It's just planning properly, exactly.
It's like planning the day before.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Before going to bed, just like a quick, for me, like just a quick go through and like write down what I plan to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find myself, my issue is over planning. I over plan and then I
like
see that
you
something
want
takes
to
too long.
squeeze too many things together in one day.
I still do that now. I feel like, because sometimes things take way longer than you think, and you're like, shit, I don't have time, and then.
But that's good. I mean, I do that too.
Right.
But subconsciously, it helps you because you're stressed to finish everything. Yeah. So you don't waste time.
Yeah, you're pushing yourself to do exactly.
Yeah. Trying to get as much done in the same day, but if anything gets pushed to the next day.
I'd rather not finish.
I've met
than have extra time left.
Yeah. I've met people though, two very different perspectives, where like two very successful people at multi-million-dollar companies, and one, it's like he doesn't have a family, doesn't have kids, and that's just how he hustles like all day, and his free time that he has, he'll go like on with like friends to lunch or like whatever, and he feels like he won't have the time to have a family and provide like emotional support to them, But then I've met also people that are a person actually, a multimillionaire as well, that he emphasizes going to see his kid every night, almost every night.
It's very important.
Time. It's crazy to me because like it must be hard even for like immigrant parents, when they were I'm sure, I don't know, like a lot of immigrant parents come with like nothing, and let's say they come with children already, so like they have to work like non-stop, and they still provide time for their family, which is crazy to me. Yeah. It's
unreal.
I can never like imagine that work ethic, but like us, we're born and we had a good upbringing in a good country, and I kind of feel like we're obligated with everything we were given to be like something bigger than we ever thought we could be.
I believe it's our duty,
exactly,
and our obligation to be successful.
To yourself,
I think,
to our parents.
I think a lot of people like our age, young teens or whatever, think that way. But also, we shouldn't let that overwhelm us, because not everyone has the same mindset where they're able to manage stress as well.
For sure.
So in your situation, how do you first of all, we spoke about time management, but how do you manage with all the work that you're doing and the time you have to still develop your skills and still grow? Like, do you read books? Do you
like you're talking about stress management?
Just in general, like to develop more skills as you grow.
Everything comes down to what you do with your time. So you just dedicate different parts of the day for things that you want to do. So you could dedicate a part to reading, the gym, meditation, planning, and those are all things that are going to help you. Like when you wake up, let's say I want to wake up at 6, hit the gym, it's out of the way, and then you could read, you can meditate, do some cardio, and then you have the rest of the day to do everything that you want.
Is that how your day looks?
That's
You're an early bird.
I'm trying.
Me too.
I'm working towards it.
Dude, sometimes it's hard when you have like a few days. Like,
what's an early bird to you? Like what time?
5:45, 6.
Yeah.
I can't do that every day. I think I feel like at our age too, it's like physically harder to do that.
It is. I think it is for sure.
How much you sleep too?
I think for me, my optimal is 6 hours, and I'll be very good. Good 6 hours. That's to me, but everyone's different, right? But did you like have to transition to? Did you find that you needed more time in a day to get what you wanted done? So then by conclusion, you shortened your sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Sometimes, for sure. Sometimes, like right after the show, for example, it's more relaxed.
Yeah.
Obviously. But leading up to the show, it's like 14, 15-hour days.
Yep.
So it's long days for sure.
Yeah. But do you ever take that time, like a day or two, to just relax, to like detox?
Not really.
No. Yeah. What?
I haven't.
Have you ever burnt out?
Yes.
After that, I'm sure you took a day, no?
Yeah.
I mean, how was that experience to recover from that?
The video I just posted actually.
Yeah.
I burnt myself out after my last show,
Yeah.
and then I took a big break.
Yeah.
But I took a break from posting.
Yeah, no, but you still.
I was doing things, little things here every day. You know, just because it's just part of my routine. I just work on the show
consistent
every single day. It's like
I don't even feel like you get upset when you feel like you're underproductive in a day.
Yeah.
I'm in the worst mood.
For sure.
Yeah, no.
That's normal.
That's the worst feeling. I don't know if you.
If you don't
it
feel,
actually sucks. Like I'm in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
If you don't feel like that, like stop what you're doing.
Yeah. I feel like I complain sometimes. You know, at the end of the day, like fuck, I'm tired. Not complain, but like I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like dude, like this is bait. But then the next day, let's say I'll do a bit less work. I'll be way more upset that I did less work than me being tired.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like you staying awake, but just because you got so much done when you go to bed, you feel so good, you know?
It's hard to wake up. It's hard to wake up.
For sure.
I've had times where like I'd put an alarm the next day. I'd be like,
it's hard to fall asleep.
We're all people. We're all human. Like I put an alarm for like 6:30 in the morning. I'm gonna wake up work. 6:30 the alarm rings.
On time.
Snooze.
Exactly.
Snooze.
It's hard.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I consciously try to work on that. That's what's important. I feel like as long as you're.
It's fine. As long as you're trying.
Yeah, I've had. Wow, I'm so like see in moments like this when I'm thinking about the people that I met and who I spoke to who taught me. I'm very grateful for that. That's crazy. Like people, especially in this like I guess side of the world, that you have people that you can meet like that with social media as well. Someone told me something that like completely like changed my mind. Something is like, if you're not growing, you're dying. Yeah. You have to constantly be growing, even if it's not money, whatever. Any aspect of your life, you have to be trying to improve.
Yeah. So if you're not going,
who are you to say that you're good enough? You know, like
what
what's good enough?
No, you can't call yourself a hard worker.
Yeah.
You need like other people to call you that.
Yeah.
That's when you know, right?
But yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But you still don't want to listen to that. Like, you still go.
You don't want to be content.
Don't let it get to your head, obviously. But you know you're a hard worker when that's what people know you as. Mm-hmm.
But even then, a lot of people barely work, so then they'll think that you're a hard worker. But like then you compare yourself. Have you ever been in like a group of entrepreneurs? Like you said, you went to what's it called? The conferences, I guess.
Yeah, conferences.
I'm sure you've met a lot of people that are also grinding really hard.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit! Like
I felt
next to my friends, next to your friends, I'm sure you feel like you're working harder than them. Like just objectively speaking.
Well, I mean different things. I mean my friends are hustlers.
Okay, but
it's different type of hustle for sure.
Yeah, but not. I mean, like from high school, for example.
Yeah.
You know?
I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like I like hanging out with my friends. I have good friends from high school and all that. But at the end of the day, like they're not really pushing me. I feel like I need to be surrounded by people working harder than me, and I don't need to be, but it helps.
It helps for sure. For sure, it helps. Yeah.
It's motivation.
Just people. Yeah, it's people that want to do something big with their life.
And I find those people help more than people that are more relaxed in life. I feel like the people that are working hard have less time, put more time into helping me. That's what I felt when I started expanding my network.
For sure. No, but they understand.
Because they know.
Yeah.
I could understand that. I just wanted to like kind of conclude the description of your event.
Yeah.
How would you describe it to someone who doesn't know anything about it, and just going into your next event? What can they look forward to? Coming to see.
What can a new person be look forward
to?
Yeah. It's more developing your style. If you're somebody who maybe if you're not even like super into fashion and everything, it's just a show where you can go in, you can talk with a lot of people, make new friends, you could buy a lot of cool things at a good price, you can network, get contacts. Let's just say for the average person, it's just super cool place because it's fun, it's like entertaining.
Okay.
So you go in, you meet people, you like negotiate, you talk, take pics. There's like a huge photo booth thing. So you get a photographer. Seen photos.
Super cool.
Yeah, a photographer takes a picture of you. Like it's just like a very fun event.
And like you said, like to network with others, like-minded people. I think from what I've heard of your event, there's like all these different types of people and booths. Showing and just representing the culture for the whole culture for sneakers, and just where it's headed is like it's amazing to see how people think and how like their taste develops and how it mixes. There's always an opportunity for new people to, first of all, like you said, network, right? It's a great opportunity to network, I think.
It is. It really is. Because they're all there. Everybody's there in the room. All you need to do is go up to them and talk.
Yeah.
But this is assuming that you have something to offer them.
Right.
Like, let's say you're just your average Joe looking to buy some shit. You just walk in and then you
in and out.
You surf the room.
Yeah.
And you buy it. And that's it.
Yeah. Dude, that's super cool. I'd love to.
Yeah, it's like a massive store, really.
No, I've seen the videos because you had like little like montages of it. Honestly, the setup looks amazing. Like, it's very impressive.
Yeah, through the year, from what I've heard, everyone that goes there enjoys it very much.
Great feedback. So,
thank you.
Yeah, I guess we can. It's been a wonderful talk. Honestly, it's been really good to have you. I think this is one of my favorites.
I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. And we really hope to have you
enjoyed
back
it very
on.
much.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
I'm sure we have way more to talk about, too. That's crazy. We spoke for like over an hour, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
and I think it's been really good. And we really do appreciate you coming here.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was a great time.
We'll link your social medias.
Yeah, everything will be in the description.
Yeah.
And
thanks for watching, guys.
What's your YouTube channel?
The YouTube is Sneakpeak Universe. You can just look it up.
Sneakpeak Universe.
When you type it, it's gonna put P-E-E-K.
P-E-A-K.
Yeah, make sure to click P-E-A because YouTube screws me over.
YouTube always. God damn it.
Fix your algorithm.
Anyways, so we really hope to have you back here soon and with more things achieved. And I personally hope to be at the next event.
Looking forward.
Hope to you guys.
Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys next time.